For a car that's been selling since 1976 and with over 24 million units sold worldwide, the Honda Accord must have done a lot of things right? And to just let you know how right Honda got the formula with the Accord, let me just state the amount of awards it has won in the past. It has won the North American Car of the Year, the Canadian Car of the Year twice, South African Car of the Year, Japanese Car of the Year thrice, and even a Green Car of the Year award. The Honda Accord has been one of the best-selling cars of America since its arrival on American shores. Though in the past, it tempted even enthusiasts with its V6 engines, 10-speed automatic gearboxes. But this new one, the 11th-gen Honda Accord, does not get any of that. It only gets a 1.5-litre turbo engine or a 2-litre VTEC hybrid engine, both with a CVT gearbox. Does that mean the Honda Accord has lost its charm? I'm Yash, you're watching the Cornea Impression, and today we'll find out if the new Honda Accord is still as good as it's supposed to be. It looks good, right? I mean, Honda won't necessarily win any revolutionary design awards with this, but it never really had to, because most of the people who would buy the Accord would buy it as a daily driver. So it just needs to look good on their driveway or when they pass other cars on the highway, which it does. I particularly like these sleek, super slim LED headlights, which come as standard across all trims. And look at this grille. It just has a very squarish jaw profile, very handsome, very muscular, very nice. And then what I particularly like are these wraparound LED tail lights. Love the execution on this Honda. The Honda Accord's cabin is similar to what other Honda cars offer in the modern day, but there are slight differences. Can you see it? No, because majority of it is similar, such as the steering wheel is same as other Honda cars, and so is the speedometer and these tactile aircon knobs. Very nice to use, by the way. However, there are some differences, such as there's a slight difference in pattern of the dashboard grille, and the 12-inch screen is also different and one of the biggest ever on a Honda car. It gets Google Maps and Google Assistant built in, so it all feels very familiar to you. And that's how I would like to describe the Honda Accord's cabin best. Familiar. You don't have to learn your way through this Honda Accord's cabin. Everything seems familiar, everything is where it's supposed to be, and it's just a very easy car to recommend, if an easy car is what you're asked to recommend. So overall, the Honda Accord has a great cabin. The build quality is great. All the touch points feel like it'll last a lifetime, and it is a very spacious place to be in. Speaking of which, we have the driver's seat to its furthest setting, and even then, the individual sitting right behind, who is our team member with a blurry face and over 6 feet tall, still has enough legroom and enough headroom. So, pretty spacious cabin and a pretty spacious car, the Honda Accord. And so is the boot. The boot comes with 470 liters of space. And to show you how big that is, it can fit a grown man over 7 feet tall and a suitcase. Proper investigative car journalism we do. Now, before we start driving, there are some elements that I'm not sure if Honda intended it to be, but they make life very convenient for the driver. For instance, there's this resting pad, so whenever you move your hands around steering wheel or around the screen while driving, is just very easy. And then because we live in Dubai, so pedestrians have a right of way such as that. Because this gear lever has a resting pad, so it just makes it very easy for you to turn on the hazard indicators. Time to drive. Now, coming to the driving experience of the Honda Accord, there are a few things that took me by surprise. For instance, the ride. Creamy, buttery, smooth ride. I now understand why Honda Accords have been selling like hotcakes in America across all those years, across all those generations. It takes speed bumps and brick roads really softly. If comfortable ride is what you want, the Honda Accord has you covered. Now, in the UAE, the Honda Accord comes with two engine options. A 1.5-litre turbo 4-cylinder engine producing about 194 horsepower, and this, The 2-liter turbo VTEC hybrid engine producing 204 horsepower. Now, both engine options come with CVT gearbox as standard. Now, if you look at all those figures on paper, they aren't really looking very promising for an enthusiast, considering what Honda has done with Accords in the past. For example, they've given V6 engines, they've given 10-speed automatic gearboxes. It just all was very promising for the enthusiast as well as the regular customer. However, this 11th Gen Accord does not get any of this. But when you put your foot down, it won't do high speed 3 figures pulls really well, but then it will be very good if you want swift overtakes. And that is what it will be asked to do most of the times. If you're gonna do a lot of overtakes, you might get annoyed by the CVT's annoying pull noise that comes up from the engine. But Honda has given us a workaround for that. What is that? Is you basically engage the car in sport mode, which pumps in artificial noise from the speakers whenever you push the accelerator harder, and it even makes the engine a lot more responsive. So this entire act of basically overtaking just feels a lot more rewarding. Another incentive to keep the car on sport mode is you also can adjust how intense you want the regenerative braking to be via these paddle shifters. In terms of convenience, the Honda Accord also gets Honda's sensing suite systems, which is basically level 2 ADAS. So the car can practically drive itself. However, this Honda system works perfectly. Now, why do I say perfectly? Let me demonstrate. Now, if I put the car on lane keep assist on any other car maker, the car keeps bouncing between both lane markers. So it keeps going left, so you're always kind of concerned if it'll crash into the road divider, or keeps going right, again worrying you if it will crash onto the car right next to you. Now with the Honda, if you turn on the Honda sensing suite, it keeps the car bang in the middle. So it makes the drive a lot more relaxing. It just validates the entire idea of ADAS systems in itself. Now, if you are an enthusiast and you like putting the car through corners and turns, you'll actually be appreciative of the chassis and even how the car turns into those corners with the steering wheel, which isn't really the most responsive unit, but it is light and easy. But if you can see, the car can easily hold its own. It's quite capable. It's just very happy to go through corners. It feels very light on its feet. Just very rewarding as an enthusiastic driver. I just wish Honda put in a more powerful engine on the Honda Accord, the new 11th Gen, because this car is capable of taking it. And if they did, it would have been a blast to drive. So if you want a comfortable, no-nonsense cruiser that kind of rewards you to push your car further and brake harder, the Honda Accord ranks supreme. So is the Honda Accord the right choice for you? Sure, if you want a no-nonsense, handsome-looking sedan. Sure, if you're going to spend about 155,000 dirhams for this top-end hybrid variant, because this gets all the bells and whistles, and going any lower than this trim will mean you will miss out on stuff like a larger screen, leather seats with electric adjustments, and even wireless smartphone connectivity. Sure, if you want a comfortable ride, a comfortable highway cruiser, and a driver assistance system that actually assists you and makes sure you have a relaxing drive. Sure, because this is a Honda, and Honda rarely compromises on its build quality, and this isn't one of those rare instances. Thank you so much for watching the Cornea Impression. Make sure you share this video with somebody who's out to buy a premium sedan in the UAE.